Everyday Spirituality with Pramukh Swami. And he is a spiritual figure that I think we all can look up to, even if we're from different traditions, like myself. Here we are in the third chapter on being eyeless. Not these kinds of eyes, but this kind of eye, our ego. When making arrangements for devotees and visitors became difficult due to his age and expansion of the community, Swamishri served spiritually. To be a das, which is the Sanskrit word for a servant of the divine within everyone and everything, is to avoid negativity, articulated at the sight of flaws in this entire universe. Abhav Avgun, the act of noticing and sharing negative aspects of people's character and personality, in other words, toxic gossip, is one of the most pronounced form of disservice one can commit on the spiritual path. A das, a servant, sees no negativity in those around them. Even if there are flaws, one makes note of them, avoid taking them on in their lives, but does not spread negativity and create a toxic environment. Swamishri was a strict disciplinarian with regard to avoiding negativity. Many times he said to me, "Okay, enough, change the topic. We have talked about the practical issues, so there is no need to belabor the negativity and make this personal. Let's change the topic." Swamishri never fixated on flaws and shortcomings to mount a personal attack against someone. He avoided abhav avgun and instead relished in gun grahan, positivity and manifesting the good in others. Swamishri would always look for the beauty and kindness in a soul instead of focusing on one's flaws. Shortly after his bypass surgery in 1998, Swamishri was regaining his strength while recovering in Westchester, New York. I was only 17 but was serving alongside his attendants in the kitchen. Swamishri often went to PepsiCo Park in Purchase, New York, for his evening walk, arti, and a small gathering with the sadhus and doctors and attendants. I missed out on these outings on most evenings since I stayed back to finish cooking dinner for Swamishri and to help prepare the tall offering for Hare Krishna Maharaj's sacred image. On the 30th of August, 1998, Swamishri and the sadhus did not return until well after sunset. This was odd, since Swamishri was usually back by 7:30 p.m. I remember waiting by the garage door. Eventually, Swamishri's car pulled into the driveway. As Swamishri stepped out of the car, I noticed several of the sadhus gathering around him, and one of them even holding a small recording device near his mouth. I was confused. What could Swamishri be saying after his evening walk that was so important to record? I later learned from Prabhud Munidas Swami and Akshar Vatsaldas Swami that the Guru had spent the last 90 minutes speaking about his disciples. It was a flow of positivity that Swamishri could not control, nor did he want to. The evening started with a leisurely stroll, followed by the evening arti. Swamishri began to explain Vachanamrut Gadadha 127, which is a passage from this spiritual text, the Vachanamrut, that we read before actually, in which Bhagwan Swaminarayan explains the qualities of a sadhu within whom the divine eternally resides. Swamishri spoke of these qualities within his guru, Yogi Ji Maharaj. The discourse ended, but Swamishri did not have his fill of positivity. He started speaking about Ishwar Charandas Swami and his noteworthy biography of Yogi Ji Maharaj. What followed was a brief description of the positive qualities of almost every sadhu monk in the organization. Swamishri continued with the Satgurus, Mahant Swami, Dr. Swami, Balmukundas Swami, Dhyagbalabdas Swami, Bhakti Priyadas Swami, and Vivek Sagardas Swami, and in no time he had described almost 60 sadhus. The footrest had been removed from under Swamishri's feet since everyone was getting ready to head for the cars, but Swamishri's feet were still dangling in the air. He was so engrossed in singing the praises of his disciples that he forgot to place his feet on the ground. The skies were darkening, and the stars began to shine, but Swamishri was still absorbed in positivity. A few of the sadhus tried to signal Swamishri towards the car. He did not notice. Akshar Vatsalvastami. What did I say? I mixed a lot of those sounds together. Akshar Vatsaldas Swami remembers tearing up while taking notes of Swamishri's positive accounting. Swamishri remembered sadhus from villages, cities in India, Africa, and England, and sadhus serving as cooks, administrators, musicians, children's activity counselors, farmers, pujaris, which are ritual priests, writers, and even those in charge of sanitation and livestock. He praised these sadhus for their bhakti, seva, loving devotion, selfless service, dedication, simplicity, patience, and everything they had left behind to serve the divine and creation. Swamishri reached the parking lot under the dark summer skies, but he had not tired. It is important to see the good in others. It will create a positive environment which fosters unity and cooperation. It is the only way to inner peace. Bhagwan Swaminarayan has shown us the path to positivity. This is Swamishri speaking. He revealed the importance of seeing the good in God and his bhaktas. Seeing their praises helps us progress on the spiritual path. This is the greatest form of seva, selfless service. We should all engage in it. All of the sadhus and doctors were awestruck as they entered the house. Swamishri had not stopped recounting the qualities of his bhaktas. Yogi Charandas Swami and the other attendants decided to ask Swamishri to lay down and rest. He had been speaking non-stop for almost 90 minutes and was out of breath. The sadhus begged him to stop and rest his voice and heart. Swamishri could not. He was engaged in the service of God and his bhaktas. As the lights went out in the room, to force Swamishri to close his eyes for a few minutes, Swamishri called out to Akshar Vatsaldas Swami. "Are you here? I forgot to share some of the most important sadhus' qualities." Swamishri spoke of 7 more sadhus in the dark. His small I, literally denoted here as a lowercase letter I, left space for others to be praised and appreciated. For Swamishri, creating this environment of positivity by noting and sharing the good qualities of others was the greatest form of spiritual seva. Thus, a servant does more than bend his or her back. Thus bends their mind and their heart to notice and appreciate positivity all around. And let us pause our reading of In Love at Ease there for now. Thank you for listening.